Now, one of the things that really stands out to me about holiday season is that during the holidays, we don't just unwrap gifts. We are unwrapping our feelings. We are unwrapping ourselves emotionally, mentally, and physically. And it just makes you think, what are you ready to let go of this season? Because now is the time. This is the perfect time and opportunity for you to let certain things go. Close out the year, letting things go.
Welcome to Girl, Come Sit With Me. This is your safe space for untold stories, personal growth, and embracing the journey of life. With a background in psychology and a passion for healing, I explore topics like divorce, grief, motherhood, and personal transformation, sharing my experiences and poems along the way. So, thanks for joining the Dom Show. But do know this isn't just a podcast. It's a vibrant community where women come together to support, inspire, and uplift each other. Here, we're creating a nurturing environment for sharing, connecting, and empowering one another. So expect to get real and raw. We're going to learn some things, heal from some things, and laugh about a whole lot of things. So come sit with us, girl. Let's embark on this journey of self discovery, healing, and growth together. In our shared space, every voice is valued, and together, we're stronger.
Girl, welcome to my favorite time of year. Well, it's really not my favorite time of year. My favorite time of year is actually spring. But welcome to a really great time of the year. This is the time where people are usually celebrating, whether it's celebrating yourselves, personal challenges, celebrating the journey you've been on, celebrating your loved ones, those who supported you, those who you have supported, as well as even appreciating the fact that you made it through and you're almost at the end of another year. Now, for me, holiday season is really big because my family works together with everything. So, not only are we constantly finding ways to gather around, spend time with one another, create new memories with each other, holiday time is the time where we actually get our breaks from work, the kids get breaks from school, and now we get to focus on just being around. We don't have to worry about planning too tough. As long as we're together, that is all that matters. So around this time, we're coming up on Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Kwanzaa, New Year's. We are about to enroll in the official holiday drop where the music is going to start changing on the radio. If you go to the convenience store or one of those big department stores, all of the music is going to be rather chipper and festive, right? It's during this time of year that kind of just brings out the giggles. From watching the kids dress up for Halloween to knowing that I'm about to eat good on Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness. Even though now I'm at the age where I'm one of the aunties who does the cooking. And that is a whole nother chapter for me. That is monumental. I remember being stuck at the kids' table, then finally graduating from the kids' table because I was a little older to moving on to being in that weird range where the kids want to play with you, but the adults still want to have you entertain them. Like, hey, Dom, you and your cousins do that dance that y'all do, that the kids do these days, right? Even think about it now, I can just see us born and raised in Miami, so that means we're jugging. That means we whamming. That means we are doing all of these different random dance, peanut butter and jelly. Oh my goodness. Peanut butter and jelly was lit, okay? Doing all these random Miami dances, entertaining them now. But then once I got to that young adult age range, I was able to listen to the grown up tea going on, but I couldn't necessarily comment back on it, if you know what I mean. So, holiday season is kind of one of those moments that also lets you know where you are in the family. It lets you know your place in your family because we all have a role. No matter what aspect of our lives you're looking at, we all have a role. When 2024 ends, and we are walking into 2025, don't just close 2024 like, oh, the year's done, we're good. Hey, happy new year, we're walking into 2025. No, no, no. Don't just close the year just because it's December 31st, 2024. I want you to think of closing everything that you're allergic to with 2024. What do I mean by this? How many of you all have seen that meme of the young lady? She's walking up the stairs, and at the base of the stairs is everything that she's leaving behind. That's what I want you to do for 2025. I want you to envision everything that you've been allergic to this year and keep on walking past it. Leave it behind. Everything does not have to go into 2025. I am a firm believer that everything has its season. Now, some seasons last for a lifetime, and other seasons may last a week, a couple months, a couple days. Everything has its season. And sometimes what ends up happening is we will end up getting all these signs letting us know the leaves are changing, the sky is we're starting to feel a little more of a breeze. We're getting all these signs that the season is ready to change. But what do? Sometimes we end up holding on to it for dear life. Like, no, I'm not ready for it to go. Mind you, God is giving you all these signs. The universe is giving you all these signs. Your heart is giving you all these signs. And you're still holding on to it. Why? Why? Not everything is worth fighting for. What if you're holding on to something that is blocking you from a blessing in the next season? So I want us to focus on letting things go, identifying what does not do us any justice. I constantly ask myself, okay, how does this serve me? Does this serve me? And the moment I start asking myself like that, where my voice goes up, does this serve me? That lets me know right there that it's time to let it go. That lets me know right there that it is definitely time to let it go. And holiday season is the perfect time to reevaluate these things and start letting things go. It's the perfect time to do it. I know sometimes when we say letting things go, we think of the typical post on Facebook that you may see. Hey, y'all, I'm about to delete some of my friends. If you aren't the type of person that's been commenting or liking my post, or if I can't remember who you are, I'm deleting you. Or you may see another post saying, well, if y'all are still seeing this post, that means you weren't deleted when I went on my delete list. We've seen those type of posts so many times. But what if people is not the only thing that you're supposed to let go sometimes? What if you're supposed to let go of certain expectations or certain financial pressures that you or other people may put on you? Or what if you're supposed to let go? What if your season of loneliness has come to an end? What if it's your time to start embracing change and setting new traditions or creating new goals or redefining and tweaking your goals? What if this is your time for that? What if this is your time to find joy in stillness? As we think about that and we walk into this holiday season, really think about some of your family's expectations or traditions that you may typically have. Now, I know holiday traditions can sometimes create states with, but as you prepare to be around your family a little more than you usually would throughout the year, I want you to think of opportunities where you can redefine your personal boundaries. There is a lot of emotional and social demands that come into play when we're talking about holiday season. And it's during these times that it's very important for us to redefine our personal boundaries as we continue to grow throughout our life. Because us having these personal boundaries is really going to help us maintain our mental well being, and it's going to help push us into growing even more. There's been times where I've set personal boundaries and I am just so proud of myself for doing so. Simply because most people will be excited to follow through with this personal boundary because they're fully aware, like, hey, I'm not crossing the line with my loved one. I am respecting their wishes. I'm doing right by my loved one who has constantly done right by me. Most people really appreciate that when you let them know this drains me. I'm not interested in doing these type of activities. Or, hey, anytime our family has to do X, Y, and Z, I feel overwhelmed. Or, when y'all did whoop the whoop the woo, that felt rather invasive. It put me on the defense. It made me feel like I had to defend myself instead of giving me the opportunity to have an open and honest conversation with you. When we are self aware like that and our loved ones see how self aware we are, guess what their natural responses are going to be? They're going to be ecstatic. They're going to be super excited. Now, granted, of course, there are going to be some people who are going to be offended by you setting a boundary. But you have to keep in mind that the purpose of your boundaries is to help minimize your frustrations and anxiety and the likelihood of resentment when a boundary has been crossed. So, not everyone is going to understand that, and that's okay as well. Sometimes people who are offended by you setting your boundaries are those individuals who may not have boundaries themselves. They may not have the amount of self-awareness that you do in order to create boundaries with for themselves. So if they can't create boundaries for themselves, that means it's going to be harder for them to follow your boundaries. They're going to take offense to it. How dare she? How dare he? Right? They may catch an attitude with it as well. And that's okay. But you know what I want you to do? Stand on business, stand on your boundaries. If they don't understand, okay, you could give them the opportunity to try to understand. But remember, that too is also your choice. So you can further define your limits, like what you may need to feel safe or what makes you feel more comfortable and respected, whether it's something physical or them changing their energy, anything that's going to help your emotional space have be at the right level of vibrations for you. You can express that to them. But remember, if they don't understand it, if they aren't trying to get it after you have communicated your redefined boundaries clearly and kindly, then that is on them. All I can do as a person is communicate my boundaries with someone else as direct yet compassionate as possible, focusing on I statements. So instead of making other people feel blamed for this, I can focus on me, myself, and I. Hey, I need some time alone after all of these social events to recharge. Hey, I've been feeling rather overwhelmed lately. So I need you to take some time and no. So I'll need to take some time for myself this weekend. Hey, I just need some me time, y'all. I've been feeling overwhelmed, a little exhausted, and now I feel like I'm getting to the irritated point and I'm allergic. I'm going to just take a step back for myself and just practice some solitude this weekend. But you all go and enjoy your weekend. Y'all have fun without me this time. Maybe next time will be a better time for me. Maybe that'll be a better moment in this season. What did I just do? I communicated clearly, effectively, directly, and kindly. I basically just set the boundary for them to leave me the hell alone so I can get a breather. So mama can get a break. Hey, I'm overwhelmed. I just need some silence, y'all. That's letting them know. And most people will be like, oh, child, I've been there before. I understand. I understand that now. That's all right. We get it. Now, most of those examples I just gave you were based on time. Me needing time to myself. Or what about when someone asks you, hey, can you do this on this day? Remember, you don't have to respond right then in that moment if you aren't sure. You can create a boundary and say, hey, I appreciate you asking me. Give me a couple of days to get back with you, or give me some time to really think this through and get back with you. That was a boundary. And remember, there's different type of boundaries. So it doesn't have to just be with time, or even if it's holiday season. So that means a lot of families, it's time for those family and friend get-togethers and company meetings and company galas and things like that. It's okay for you to say, hey, you know what? I'm going, but I'm only going to be there for 3 hours. I'm only going to be there for this amount of time. That's okay. The whole goal is to minimize your stress and your anxiety and maximize your feelings of feeling respected and feeling more comfortable. But remember, there's emotional boundaries as well, because you got to protect your emotional energy. We can't forget that. Some of you may already be doing this. So I'm the type of person, the way I'm set up, I'm allergic to certain conversations. Some things I just don't want to know, especially if I'm talking to person A and person A only wants to talk about person B, C, D, H, and everyone else but themselves. Guess what? I'm going to distance myself from that conversation. That's me creating a boundary, simply distancing myself from conversations that drain me. So, even during holiday season, it is perfectly fine for you to excuse yourself from stressful family dynamics or avoiding certain topics that is not going to make you feel good. I'm not saying you have to feel good at all times. All I'm saying is why add stress to your life? Life is already rather eventful without us adding a thing. So, next time you feel overwhelmed or stressed, it's okay to ask yourself, I wonder, did I add this stress to myself? Did I take on someone else's stress? And another type of boundary is physical boundaries, personal space, your circumference, how much physical affection you're comfortable with. That should also be expressed clearly as well. And for me, I am a hugger. I love giving hugs, but I know some of my family members, some of my friends are not huggers. They like to hug you if they initiate it. If they don't initiate it, do not hug them. That's not what they're comfortable with, and you can visibly see it in their body language, their facial expressions, the tone of their voice. You can definitely see it. So as a hugger, I understand who those people are. So I know when I see them, hey boo, hey, and I stand there and see like, you gonna hug me or nah? If they lean in for a hug, I'm like, I knew you wanted a hug today. And then if they don't, that's okay too, because I understand who they are as a person and I respect their boundaries just like I like for my boundaries to be respected. Jill Scott once said, if you can touch me, touch me. No, actually, that one is mine. Jill Scott once said, if you can tell me what to do, tell me what to do. But if you cannot tell me what to do, don't tell me what to do. And I am an avid believer of that. Touch is one of my love languages, but I'm an avid believer of if you can touch me, touch me. But if you can't touch me, do not touch me at all. I will feel violated. It's very simple. So I know that that is one of my areas where I make it rather clear when it comes to my touch boundaries, even though I am a hugger, which is wild. Oh, and holiday season, y'all, this is the perfect time to practice saying no. No, thank you. No. And no is not selfish. Think of your no as a way of respecting yourself. If there's something that does not align with your personal values or overwhelm you, then say no to that particular commitment. No explanation needed. The answer is no. Hey, well, we're going to be doing this, this, and this. Okay, well, I'll be there for A and B, but C and D, I'll stick this one out. But why? We really, really want you to go. I appreciate that, but no. I love y'all. Y'all have fun. No. The answer is no. There's so much power in saying no. It gets to a point where now I am at a place where I can say no and not feel bad. And people thought my yeses were chipper before. Now I feel like my yeses sound like I'm just ecstatic because I know I'm saying yes to things that I really, really want to do or things that I may not want to do, but it's still aligned with my values. It's not putting me out the way too much. I'll still say yes to those things. But even then, low key, that mean I want to do it anyway. So no. And guilt-free no's, okay? And that takes time as well. This holiday season, as all of these things are starting to happen around you as we gearing up for this season, start practicing saying no. In the beginning, you may want to explain yourself. Once you peep that you're doing that, stop. Stop yourself. And then that'll transition to you saying no and forcing yourself not to explain. Then you're going to get off the phone or you're going to end that conversation. And you want to know what's going to happen to you? You're going to feel a little thing called guilt. And that's okay. But the moment you feel guilt, still remind yourself, hey, stop, stop. No guilt. We're saying no, and that's it. And eventually you'll be able to have guilt free no's. It's a process, but it's so empowering. Y'all, I love saying no. And I also understand that there's going to be resistance for my no's. But no matter how much resistance I get, I'm still going to stand firm and calm and repeat my needs without over explaining. Oh, we're so disappointed. Oh my goodness. How could you say no? And you want to know? Then I do my little lean. I do this thing where I tilt my head a little bit offer a little smile and say, I understand this might be disappointing, but this is what I need to feel balanced. No. And I hit them with the slow blink, 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 blink. And that's it. That is it. And trust me, mark my words, as you grow and you change, so will your boundaries. Boundaries don't have to stay the same forever. As we grow, so are our boundaries. Because who I was last year is not who I am this year. My fears have changed. My boogie monsters have changed. My goals, some of my aspirations, they've been tweaked. And I understand that. So if I've experienced all these changes, how can I be surprised that my boundaries have changed as well? Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's boundaries may not be today's boundaries. And I'm cool with that. What you may have allowed in a previous relationship may not be what you will allow in your next relationship. It all goes hand in hand with boundaries. And one of the things that makes it easier as you go on your setting boundaries goal is being mindful of respecting the boundaries of others. Because when people feel respected, when they feel as though you see them, when they feel as though respect is mutual between you two, it's going to make them respect you even more. Unless they're a hater, of course. But besides that, it will make them respect you even more. So, this holiday season is our time. This is our time to create those boundaries. And sometimes those boundaries help you navigate through those difficult conversations. Because we all know every year, every Thanksgiving, we see those same memes start to pop up where it's like, this is how you respond to the nosy auntie. This is how you respond to the uncle that keeps hurting your feelings. This is how you respond to this family member when they do this. Or I can't stand when my cousin asks me this question and woo de woo when they already know what it is. This is those times to practice those boundaries, because those boundaries is going to help you navigate those difficult conversations. Because the more secure you are in yourself, the more comfortable you are with creating your boundaries, the easier it's going to be for you to either answer the questions during those difficult conversations, or it will make it easier for you to either navigate through that difficult conversation and express yourself however you see fit, or it's going to help you remove yourself from that conversation. And another thing I like is it's also going to help you avoid overcommitting yourself to certain things that you know you have no interest in, or you know it is not going to serve you any good. It's going to help you not overcommit yourself, because now you'll be able to say, no, thank you. That's okay. Nope. Get somebody else to do it. So this season, ask yourself, are you giving more to others than you're giving to yourself? And I want you to write that in the chat box below. I really want you to let me know, are you giving more to others than you are giving to yourself? And if so, why? And it's okay to put in the chat box, yes, I am, and I don't know why. That still counts as an answer. Now, in my family, during holiday season, one of the things we like to do is switch it up every year. So, when I was younger, one year we just went out of town. We went on vacation for Christmas. Y'all, we were shopping, we were getting massages, we were on the beach, we were just doing some of everything. We were doing karaoke. It was just so much fun. We weren't really focusing on gifts that Christmas night, I think about it. But then there was another Christmas where my godfather was like, hey, I'm going to take you to Toys R Us. It's an old school toy store. He was like, I'm going to take you to Toys R Us. You have 5 minutes to grab whatever you want. And whatever you grab to put in these baskets, that's what I'm going to buy. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I went bananas. Okay. I was really, really young and I was just running. He had already tipped a lot of the workers there so that way they could just follow me with the baskets. And I filled so many baskets so quickly to where at the end, once he purchased everything, I remember I sat down in my godmom's living room with my granny and my mom, and I was just picking out toys for us to give away to other people because it was just ridiculous. And that had to be one of the funniest experiences ever, because all I remember is hearing his laughter the whole time I'm doing this. And my godmom was like, oh, she's about to go bananas. She's about to really, she gonna put a dent in our pockets. And for them, it wasn't a dent in their pockets. But for the average person, hey, y'all, that was a lot of money. 5 minutes for a child to just run around and grab stuff. Yes, that was a lot. But it's these moments that really made me not a materialistic person as an adult. I'm not materialistic at all. At all. Now, mind you, I have like certain pieces that I like, but I'm one of those people, if I like it and if it brings me joy, then I'll get it. If it doesn't, then I won't. I don't care if it's the latest trend, if it is one of those expensive items that everyone is getting and I'm the only person in the group that doesn't have it. I'm okay with that. I've had the pleasure of having a lot of experiences where I did not have to go without when it comes to material things. So now none of it is just, I can just do without it. Because I have all of those memories. We are at that time. It's the last quarter of the year. But in our personal lives, I want to challenge us to focus more on our experiences that's going to enrich our personal growth. One of the ways we did this was, so my family and I one year, this was one of the recent years actually, within the last couple of years, we are like, hey, we're not going to get anybody a gift. We're not going to get anybody a gift. We're going to tell everyone, hey, y'all don't have to get us anything. Let's just enjoy each other's company. And for those who live far away, who don't live in Houston, which most of my family don't, we can FaceTime each other, video chat each other, and just find inventive ways to play games virtually and just really be in a moment of gratefulness and appreciation for our loved ones. And that Christmas was with my children as well. And when I explained it to my oldest son, he was just like, okay, mommy, that's fine. At first, his first question was, so no gifts at all? I was like, no gifts at all. We're just gonna have some fun. We may end up at Bounce Bounce. We may end up getting some food from Take the Wheel if they're open today. But we're just going to chill and have fun, spend time together, talk about what we like, what we don't like, go outside, figure it out, right? And that meant just as much to me as me running around Toys R Us when I was a little girl, picking out anything and everything that I wanted. And surprisingly, my oldest son was okay with it as well. He was just like, okay, are we still going to go through my old toys to give away to the other kids who need toys? And I was like, yes, baby, it's definitely about that time. He was like, okay, some of the toys now I got to save for my baby brother. And I was like, all right, I respect that. It's a deal. Bet. And it's those moments that really help, one, alleviate financial pressures that some people may feel like, I got to get my mama a gift. No, you don't. No, you do not. Oh, I have to get my siblings a gift, my dad a gift. No, you do not. You don't. Even if they send you a list of things that they want, you don't have to get them anything. We don't have to put all of these materialistic pressures and additional financial pressures on ourselves. Once you understand the beauty of shifting your focus towards those enriching experiences, other people are going to start agreeing with you. Now, there are going to be years where you're like, oh, you know what? I've been wanting to get this person this item. Then, yes, I'm a firm believer. If it's in my heart to get someone something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it for them. Doesn't really matter what time of the year it is. It could be holiday season or not. But if it's on my heart to get them something that I see, then I'm going to get them something. And if it's not, then I won't. That's just what it is. I believe that our main focus should be strategies for staying aligned with our values. And that should be even more important during the holiday spending frenzy. So instead of asking yourself, what can I buy? Ask yourself, what memories can I make this season that money can't buy? It's certain memories that money cannot buy. Now, granted, there is this one memory that lives rent free in my mind. So, you all tell me why. When I was younger, we used to go to this hotel called the Ritz Carlton. We used to go to the Ritz Carlton all the time when I was a little girl, like multiple times a year. Typically, we used to love the vacation in Naples, Florida. Mind you, it's really not that much to do. You can shop there, beautiful beach. So we would just post up at the hotel and go to the beach, get massages during suites. And we would go in the lobby, and sometimes there'll be a random person playing the grand piano. And we'll just sit there. Think about it. We didn't have social media and stuff like that during this time period. So we were just enjoying each other's company. Okay, I see my mom's really tired today. Next thing you know, we're getting massages, or my god, mommy's getting bored. I know what this means. She's gonna have us go shopping soon. Now, when I got older, y'all, when I first got into my first like serious relationship, I was like, oh yeah, well, okay, our first trip can be simple. We can just go to Naples, have a short weekend at the Ritz Carlton, and already know the perfect hotel for us, and we'll be good. We can go on the beach when we want. It's very relaxing. We can get massages. I was so excited until I looked at the price and I was like, oh, this is how much it was. And we did this how many times a year? Oh my goodness, I was so allergic. Y'all, I almost puked when I saw the prices at that time because, baby. And that created a lasting memory for me. Yes, us being in Naples all those time created a memory. But one of my favorite memories is me realizing I'm going to have to hurry up and get inside my career because who knew it cost this much to take somebody on vacation? Who knew? We did not go on that trip. Not that one. Holiday season really is, on a serious note, holiday season really is one of those times that can make or break you. It may be a time where you're able to be around though your loved ones, or if you're a person that enjoys solitude, it may be a time where you get to get exactly what you want during that holiday season. There's plenty of years where that is going to happen. But unfortunately, there's also a number of years where we have to navigate through grief or the absence of certain people and certain things, and trying to address feelings of loss, feelings of loneliness, and even trying to understand and navigate how to honor these emotions while still continuing our personal growth. Sometimes it's rather difficult for us to continue our personal growth when you are in this state of darkness. Before we head out today, I want you to find a quiet and comfortable space and close your eyes if that feels right. Close your eyes. Now take a deep breath and exhale slowly. Allow yourself to settle into this moment. Focus on your breath. Continue to breathe in slowly through your nose, filling the air, filling your lungs with air, and hold it. And now gently exhale through your mouth. Let's do it again. Inhale, hold it, exhale. Perfect. Now bring your awareness to this very moment. What can you feel around you? Maybe it's a sensation of the couch that you're sitting on, or the feeling of your clothes, the sound of your breath. Maybe it's the smell of your breath if you haven't brushed your teeth yet. Just take this moment to notice without judgment. No one can smell your breath but you. Grounding yourself in the present. Now, gently bring one thing to mind that you're grateful for in this moment. Doesn't have to be something big. Maybe it's some tea that you had this morning. Maybe it's the sound of laughter. Maybe it's listening to the Girl Come Sit With Me podcast. Or maybe it's the fact that you woke up today. Focus on that one thing and allow yourself to feel the genuine gratitude associated with it. Let the warmth of the gratitude fill your body from the top of your head all the way down to your chest, through your legs, all the way down to your toes. And if you're my one listener missing a leg, all the way down to that one beautiful foot that you have. Now, if you feel inspired right now, reflect on why this thing brings you joy. Why does it bring you peace and gratitude? What is it about this person, this experience, or moment that adds value to your life. Now, let's take one more deep breath together. Inhale, hold it. Now exhale slowly. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Slowly become aware of the rest of your body. Slowly become aware of your surroundings. Slowly allow yourself to come back to. Now, feel free to do this exercise whenever you want. It's meant to help people pause, appreciate the small things, the meaningful aspects of their lives, and it helps foster a positive mental shift, even if it's just for a short amount of time. So keep this exercise in your pocket if you're feeling overwhelmed at any given point during this holiday season, or if you're feeling as though you are overlooked or overstimulated. Use this exercise. Come back to this 2-minute exercise and allow yourself to be recentered. And then remind yourself to set those boundaries all over again.
And now we turn the page to a space where words take flight and emotions find their voice. Welcome to our Poetry Corner, where each verse caresses the soul and each line dances in the moonlight. So take a deep breath, let the rhythm guide you, and immerse yourself in the power of poetry. Here's a piece from my heart to yours. I watched this lighthouse get disrespected. The sea was beating her up, violently hitting her walls. The more this lighthouse stood her ground, the bigger the waves got. I mean, full fledged, pulling all the way back and swinging full throttle with all its might. Amidst being a witness to the abuse, I saw the lighthouse's life flash before my eyes. I was remembering when the lighthouse started off as a little rock, being tossed every which way, this way, that way, and back this way again. Water hitting it, and without thought, it followed, being swallowed by the water. The water crashed against the shore, so did it. Water moved back to the sea, so did it. Where are your boundaries? I'm proud of you though. Lighthouse, you've been doing your thing. You found your strength as you grew from a rock to a lighthouse. No more pushing you around now. Now they're forced to respect you. Your walls made of boundaries only aligning with your values, and that's invaluable. Now you can see the deserving ships being safely guided by your light, shining brighter and brighter, navigating life with your wisdom and harboring your presence. Storms come every now and then, trying to breach your boundaries. Yet you remain firm, knowing calm waters soon come. No need to fret. You continue rotating your lens, shining your light in all directions, helping many without compromising your strength. I look down at the water surrounding my ankles, and as I look at my reflection, all I can say is, good job, Lighthouse. Good job.
All right now, girl. Thank you for sitting with me. I hope that you have already left a rating and followed and liked this podcast. Take care. Have a beautiful day.